you've been lied to about how to grow your online business. You do not need to post on 6 platforms, run ads, or cold DM strangers all day just to make sales. What you actually need is a content system that does all the heavy lifting for you, while you go ahead and just live your life, run your business, and still make bank. I built an audience of over 80,000 subscribers, and I turned my content into consistent high-ticket sales without spending a dime on ads until this year. And I did this without a sales team, without an editing team, or anyone managing my content. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and how you can do this too, using what I call my organic content engine. This is my system for turning organic content into profit for my coaching business without spending hours every day trying to figure out what to post, without paying for ads, without a team, or even scheduling software. There are just a few key steps to this process that have helped me build an audience of 80,000 organic followers across all platforms without a dime spent on ads. And it's the same process that I walk my 6- and 7-figure clients through when they want more visibility, more profit, and lead generation without burning out in the process. It's called the Organic Content Engine. Let's dive in. Okay, part 1 is your positioning. So the who is the most important part of your marketing strategy, and 90% of entrepreneurs simply get this wrong. They're close, but they're not quite there. Either they are choosing a vague client avatar, they're choosing too many client avatars, or they're choosing someone who maybe is the right person, but they're targeting them at the wrong part of their journey. For example, a lot of you guys have businesses where you want to help people. Me too. The problem is there are people that are thinking about doing the thing, and there are people already in motion and taking action towards that thing. The people that are thinking about the thing might be thinkers forever. Some people are really stuck in the mud. They're really stuck in their problems, and they're not actually willing to do anything different. They're not willing to take action. They're not willing to pay for a desired outcome. They need a lot of convincing. That ideal client is a nightmare to work with. We don't want to be in the convincing business. We don't want to be dragging people up a hill, right? We want to be working with people that already know that it's time for a change. I've got whole trainings just on this topic about upgrading your ideal client. In our business, for example, we help coaches and creators who just can't break through that 10K a month kind of income bracket using our Sovereign CEO freedom systems. We're working with the people that already have a clear process, a mechanism, a way of helping people. They just need help growing. They need more visibility. They need help with their content, lead gen, sales, all of the things. So we are very much working with those in motion. We're not convincing people, hey, you should probably start a business. No, they're already in motion. They already have a process that helps people. We just take them to that next level. Okay, part 2 is your brand strategy. So we work with personal brands. We're not working with big corporations or tech companies. What you'll notice is even those big institutions and tech companies, they're all trying to pull in the element of personal branding because it really is so powerful. But we're working with individuals, with personal brands, with small businesses, with coaches, creators. Now, you need a brand strategy. You need a streamlined messaging strategy that helps you stand out. Gone are the days, guys. I used to give this advice too years and years ago that you should be all the things and multidimensional. There's way more people than ever on these platforms. You have to be careful with this. Especially if you have a small audience already, you only have under 10,000 followers on Instagram. If you are inconsistent with your content, you want to talk about less things. You want to be super, super clear about the thing that you're here to do. So I like to call this your core brand message. You might do a lot of things. You might be able to help people in many different ways. But at the root of all that you do, there is a message here. And your core brand message could be used as a slogan, like Nike, for example, just do it. But it doesn't have to be. What this is your tether. When you go to create programs, when you go to create content, at the heart of everything that you do, what are you here to help people with? Are you all about God over government? Are you here for hustle-less culture? Are you here to empower women's hormonal health through natural remedies? It might be a longer statement. It might be something similar. It's not an easy thing to nail, but it's a must for your business and your brand strategy. Guys, even as someone that does this work, I always work with my coach on this because it's a challenging thing to grab. But this is what I want you to think about today. What is the core root of all that you do? Out of all the problems that you solve, what's the biggest one? What's the most important one? What is the message that you're trying to relay in your brand? The second thing is we want then, now knowing that core message, that core promise, the thing that you're supposed to do, where's the proof that your offer, your content, your process can deliver on that promise? So if you are all about helping women lose weight holistically, right? I don't want to see posts about Ozempic, where's the proof in your systems that lead people to this desired result? And all you creative people, you're going to struggle on this one. I want your brand to be a little bit boring. I want you to find something that you can repeat all day, every day, again and again and again. And your content really ties back to this theme. And your theme is woven into your content, woven into your offers. We also want a standout, unique mechanism as part of your process. Lots of people are doing what you're doing. That's not a problem. There's lots of health and fitness coaches. There are lots of people in the finance industry. There are lots of artists. What's unique about what you do? You want to stand out with your unique method, your unique process. And have you ever thought about your offer and what you do as something unique? Own it, right? Really claim it. This is your chance to really stand out. And this is a huge thing that a lot of people are missing in their brand strategy. And you also want a brand that looks consistent. You want it to be beautiful, but more importantly, you want it to be consistent across all the different platforms. So that core brand message, I should see on every single social media platform, on your website. The font should be the same. The color should be the same. This is more important than it being aesthetic or beautiful, is consistency. Any break in consistency is going to lead to lack of trust in your brand. Then we're going to look at your brand language. These are the words that you are going to say often and repeatedly. So what 5 to 10 words or phrases do you want to be known for? So in my brand, we talk about freedom systems, sovereign thinking. I say freedompreneur a lot. A personal brand matrix, organic content engine, God over government, client acquisition system. These are some unique words that we repeat again and again to build familiarity and trust. Number 4, your content. I know a lot of people get sick of social media. I mean, too bad. It's free marketing. It's the only form of marketing. Gone are the days where you are carrying a briefcase and knocking on people's door. Content. Content is your engine. You don't want to make random content. You don't want to copy someone else's content. You want to make content that's unique to you. How can you make your content more novel? How can you make it more beautiful? How can you make it more attention grabbing? How can you build trust? And how can you establish your authority? Now, there's lots of different ways that you can make content, and you are all good at a certain kind of content. Some of you are really good at speaking off the cuff. Some of you are better short form, some long form, some the written word, some of you like those B-roll style slides, some of you infographics. If you're newer to making content, try out all the different types. Do Instagram lives, do carousel posts, do the B-roll stuff. And when you find something that feels good to you and your audience also likes it, double down on that kind. You don't have to be good at everything, but you do have to commit to mastering something. Okay, part 5, the real content engine. So pay attention here. I'm going to spill the beans. And P.S. in the show notes, you can actually click a link and get this document. So if you're scrambling to take notes right now, because I'm serving up some like solid gold for you guys, just click the link below the video and you can actually have this document. Listen up here, the content engine. So we need to know your core brand message first. Then you're going to choose 3 to 4 content buckets that align with your core brand message. Do not make these content buckets random. Do not post random things about your dog or your spouse. It's okay to show BTS of you as a human being and behind the scenes and all of that, but the things that you're going to be writing about and creating about, it's got to be tight to your core brand message. This might be a value of yours. It might be the work that you do, but it's got to be tight. So you want to think about what are those 3 to 4 topics that you can talk about endlessly, like forever, right? In my brand, we talk about sovereign systems. We talk about all things freedom. We talk about authenticity, and we talk about marketing strategies that help you win. Okay, those are my 4 content buckets. So the way that I like to do this, real simply, get a great big piece of paper and I want you to find your 3 to 4 ideas. If you're trying to grow, if you struggle with content, pick less things to talk about. If it's easier for you to make content, you can have a little bit more room to play. Find your topics, and then underneath each topic, I want you to write every single thing that you could possibly think of that relates to that topic. I'm talking about a list that's like 20, 30 items long. If you are a fitness coach, for example, for women and you specialize in hormones, you might have female specific workouts, hormone supportive nutrition, work-life balance, and mindset shifts. Those might be your 4 buckets. What are all the things that you could possibly talk about underneath those buckets? You want to clarify those categories and be very specific on who this helps and in what area of life. Is it their mind? Is it their body? Is it their process? Is it their technique? What are those areas? You want to choose your delivery style, right? So just like you're going to be good at different kinds of content, writing, speaking, what's your personality like? Are you better received funny, serious, satirical, vulnerable? It's okay to play with a couple, right? But you don't want to have all the emotions. Ideally, you're owning a delivery style. That's how you're going to grow way faster. And you want to choose the content type. So lots of different content types here. Educational, informational, research-backed, data-driven. You might think like the infographics, charts, inspirational, reflective. So these are like the storytelling posts, the you can do this kind of posts. Emotional, relatable, like really just pouring out your heart, sharing your personal stories, your wins, your vulnerabilities. Practical, skill-based, here's exactly how you achieve XYZ with this system. Opinionated, thought leadership, this is my realm, very much so with the podcast. My hot takes, my opinions on culture, on politics, on business. Entertaining or edutainment. If you are funny and your audience likes that, lean into that more. How can you make everything funny? That would be ideal. And then interactive, community-based, think like Instagram lives, think questions, polls, things to get your audience involved. Now, what I'm showing you here is how easy it is actually to take one idea and make an abundance of content from that one thing. And we're going to keep going. I'm going to teach you how you can systematize this. One last category, so process-based. Here's exactly how I did this thing. A BTS of your content system. That's kind of what we're doing today. Pillar breakdowns. First, you need to achieve this level, then this level, then this level. And wins, flops, changes, some real like behind the scenes looks into your process, into your business. Now, you might be getting a lot of advice right now about you should be on all the platforms to be super visible and be on all the things. My opinion is, unless you're already making high cash months and you have one platform already dialed in. Do not think about adding on more to your plate. Just choose one. Choose the one where your ideal client lives. It doesn't really matter if you want to be on a certain platform. Where does your ideal client live? So in my scale program, we start everybody on Instagram. In general, that's where the majority of people are, but your business might be a little bit different. My personal content calendar right now is I use Instagram, YouTube. I have a Substack blog / newsletter. And I do post on X, but honestly, I'm not serious about growing that platform at the moment. When clients are making under 10K months, I have them just focus on Instagram. My personal content calendar now that we're at a certain level of our business, is I post on Instagram Monday to Friday, 1 reel a day, 5 to 10 stories a day. I do 1 YouTube video per week plus 3 YouTube shorts a week. And I write 2 long form pieces of content that get posted to Substack, my blog, and also get sent out as a newsletter. So they're repurposed. Now, again, if you're just starting out, I would focus just on Instagram. How much should you post? More is more. More is more is the short answer. If every day makes your head spin, then I would say minimum 3 reels a week, stories 5 times a week. Reels are for engagement, bringing more people in. Stories are where you nurture your current audience. And if you're rolling your eyes at content, you don't want to be on social media that much. Honestly, guys, if all I have to do to grow a 7-figure business is do 1 YouTube video a week and show up on Instagram every day, I'm going to do that. Sometimes we have to check ourselves with the action steps required to grow our business. Now, we want to be strategic. We don't want to put out random content, but if that's all you have to do to grow your business, do it. Now, email is something you should always focus on growing. The good news is you can repurpose a lot of the stuff that you're already making. So you can use your Substack articles. You can share about stories that you already shared on Instagram. Does not have to be something new. My 2 long form pieces of content that I send out for Substack and my email list starts with, everyone has like the same format. It starts with a short personal story. So my audience gets to know me, the things I'm growing through. Then I give a serious value drop. I might share a system, a process. I will share something that's going to help them get results so they can eventually be at the point where they're able to work with us. I want to see like proof of the pudding. If they take action on the things that we're giving just in our newsletter, they're going to win. They're going to want to work with us. And then at the bottom, there's a call to action. I might have a link for our free community and my free online course. I might have a product or program that I'm selling, or I might just link to a new YouTube or podcast episode that we just did. Now, how are you going to make all that content, right? You got to batch it. Do not do this on the fly. You will waste hours and hours of your time every single week. How are you going to get your time back? You're going to start batch creating. You're going to be more intentional. How you structure your batch creation process, that's going to be up to you. Some people like to do this monthly. Some people like to do it weekly. This is bi-weekly. It doesn't really matter. You have to make a rhythm that's going to work for you. So there's different things that go into content. We have content planning and research. Research is a big thing that a lot of people are missing, especially if you're stumped. You want to see what's going on in your industry, right? You want to look up the latest data and stats, right? So you don't need to spend a ton of time researching, but that should be part of your batch content creation system. Then you might want to write out some ideas and things that you will return to later for some solid sit down writing time. Then you're going to need time to actually write. So I write a ton of content all at once. I'll write my YouTube videos, I will write my newsletters, and then I'll use AI to help me break that up later. But I put a solid 2-hour chunk in my calendar every week just for writing content and I get a bunch done. You will get way more done and be way more productive if you do this at once instead of every day. Then I need time for filming. I will film the YouTube videos. I'll batch film a bunch of reels. Do I still make reels on the fly? Yes, but I also have this on one day. Just again, way more effective. Also, if you need to shower, get ready, lighting, all of the things, it's just going to be so much better if you do it at once. Then I take that long form content and I plug it into my content matrix operating system, which are some specialty AI prompts that we use in our programs that take my long form content and help me turn it into blogs, newsletters, social media clips, X posts, all of the things. That takes like 5 seconds. Amazing. And then editing and distribution. Not my favorite thing. We got to edit it. We have to upload it to different platforms. And like I said at the beginning of the video, guys, I'm doing this all myself. Only recently have I hired an editor. I'm still editing my YouTube videos and my podcasts by myself, but I have a short form editor. Honestly, this is so doable for me on my own, even with the amount of clients that I have. However, I will be outsourcing more and more tasks as we step into this next season. All of these pieces I have done myself to get to 80,000 followers, to get to the multi-six-figure business, all myself. So I do not want you to get tripped up thinking, oh, I don't have a team to do this. I did not have a team to do this. And it was totally doable when it's systematized, organized, and batched. What does my batch weekly schedule look like? On Mondays, I put in time in my calendar for research and for writing. Tuesday is when I film. And Friday is when I edit and distribute. So different energy for different days, totally different energy researching and writing, totally different energy showing up and filming, different energy editing, distributing. I usually pair that with an admin day as well. So as you scale, like if you're just starting out, if you're not making any money, it doesn't really make sense for you to delegate these things. But as more income starts going into your business, the things that you might want to delegate are a social media manager, a copywriter or YouTube script writer, but also AI can help you a ton with this. A YouTube editor or a podcast producer, if that's the kind of long form content you're making, a short form video editor, and perhaps graphic design. How do you know when it's time to delegate? Well, you've maxed out your time. There's no more time left. Someone can do it better, faster, cheaper than you. You hate doing it. If you're just starting out, you gotta white knuckle through it and do it anyways. And you have capital to work with. Okay, now how do we take all that content and turn it into sales? The most important part. There's lots of people out there making content, making $0. I've worked with them. I know how to take them to the next step. So a lot of people making content, the ones that are not making any money, they don't have a content strategy. They don't have a brand strategy. They're making a lot of content that is polarizing or that gets attention, has nothing to do with how they can actually help people. Really easy to grow a huge audience with content that's just entertaining or polarizing, guys. Doesn't mean those people are making a penny. So you got to be clear on your offer, how you help people, your singular message. And then we have to make sure that we are doing calls to action all the time. And there's lots of different places that you can do calls to action. And a calls to action might be to download your freebie, to get on your email list, to follow you on another platform, to book a call with you, to go in your DMs. Lots of different things that you can do, but you want to do some sort of call to action all the time. And you can put those call to actions in your Instagram bio, Instagram stories, your Instagram channel, the captions in your Instagram posts, or in the videos themselves as you're speaking about whatever topic. You might put them in your email footer. So at the bottom of your newsletter where you're serving up some value, there might be a link, a call to action at the bottom. We put them in my podcasts and my YouTube commercials. So a couple ways that we do this. One, there's like an actual commercial in the podcast. Two, when we're sharing stories and talking about our processes, we are casually also sharing stories about our client wins and how this process is working for them too, or mentioning our programs as kind of like a soft sell. And then of course, the calls to action are also in the show notes. Now, I don't do this part as often now. We are pretty heavily book solid with clients, but this stuff still works. Running monthly workshops. Now, I will say I love a workshop more than a masterclass because it's a little more tangible. I don't believe in the whole like come and be in my energy kind of stuff. That's not my jam. That's like a lot of coaches in their master classes. I'm not into that like be in my energy stuff. Like you should be serving up some value in your workshops. Keep it tight, keep it to an hour, but this is not hard to do. And when I was really growing my coaching business, I did one of these every single month, and it grew our email list, brought us new leads, brought us new clients, and it's super easy to do. All you need is Zoom. You need to do a very short launch. So like 7 days leading up to your free workshop, you start talking about it on social media and sharing the links and emailing your list about it. And then 3 days after the event, you just follow up with people. Hey, did you like that? Hey, what was your biggest aha? Do you want more help with this? Super simple. And of course, you need a landing page to collect emails. We use Kajabi for everything. It's an all-in-one solution, super easy to use. You need somewhere where you can capture people's names. This is essential. If you don't have this, if you need help setting up somewhere where you can capture all these leads, you can reach out to me using one of the links below. I have a team that can help you do this. But an opt-in page is just a very simple page where you're going to collect everybody's information. What should you teach in the workshops? First, research it, right? Ask your audience on social media, what do they want to learn about? And then create a workshop around the topic that is most popular. You want to serve up 3 to 5 value bombs in that workshop, make them tangible, practical, teach people something. You want to share a little bit about who you are and who you work with and how you can help them. And then you want to have a call to action about how they can work with you. This is optional too. You could include like an intake form where you're getting their name, you're asking them a few key questions. Like we might ask people, what industry are you in? What's your offer? That's going to be like really helpful data for us later, just finding out who's actually attracted to this. Also, now we have a way to follow up with people with more specific information. Now, what kind of offers are you going to drop? This might rattle some cages here, but if you are making under 10K months, you should have one core high ticket offer, one social media platform, and an email list with a reason to be there. Super simple. I hope you're hearing the one high ticket offer. It's really hard to grow a business on low ticket, guys. One social media platform and an email list. So the be everywhere advice, the be on all the platforms, that's great when you have income to work with. Now you have a team. You got the editor, you got the social media manager, you got all of those things. The multi-tiered offer suites, that's after you're already making over 10K months. Diversifying your income doesn't make sense until you're making income already. Otherwise, you're just splitting your attention. It takes an incredible amount of effort and consistency, kind of like what we went over today, like the content, to make one offer successful. So if that one offer is successful, do not spread yourself thin by trying to sell more things, trying to be in more places. That's not freedom. That leads to chaos. That leads to you working all the time, and that will lead to no income or roller coaster income. Once you have one proven offer, right, it's already working. You know how to get clients. You know how to create content. You got your brand and your messaging strategy dialed. Then we can start building in multiple offer tiers. So that might look like the same offer, but just 2 tiers, like a price for one-to-one and a price for group. We might add in a low ticket funnel. We might have a bump up offer. And we might do something fun like retreats or live immersions, but this is after the income is already consistently rolling in. In our business, we currently have monthly workshops ranging from $0 to $100. We have free content on YouTube. We have a podcast. We do Instagram, X, TikTok, and Substack. And we have 2 tiers of one program, which is our Sovereign CEO Scale program, where we help coaches and creators scale to higher cash months using our Freedom sales systems. We work on your brand, your content, we develop ad strategies for you, and we help you scale to higher income months. So again, I need to stress that if you are under 10K months, do less. And unless you are some magical unicorn person, even guys, a lot of people that I know in the masterminds that I'm in, ones that are making 30, 40, 50K months, they're still just focusing on one high ticket offer, and they didn't expand until they were at 100K months. I want to expand your thinking on this, especially if you've been at this for a while. If you don't feel like tightening up the content strategy, if you don't feel like selling only one thing, that's okay. But I want you to reflect on how long have you wanted this goal? How much time are you actually spending working? And how long have you been trying to do it this other way? Because my experience with working with hundreds of entrepreneurs is less is more. And to be honest, guys, we built this business for freedom. Discipline creates freedom. Freedom is not about doing whatever you feel like, whatever you want. It's about building systems. It's about creating the right boundaries so that you can thrive and grow. When you're not yet making high consistent income, you need simpler systems, fewer offers, and one platform. Once you've mastered that and your income grows consistently, not those roller coaster cash. Again, who do we help? We help those that are under 10K months build their brand, their content strategy, and we help them optimize their offer for better profitability and client results. For clients that are over that 10K to 30K months kind of metric, we help them refine their brand and content strategy. We help them increase visibility, generate more sales, increase the amount of leads coming into their business. We help them grow a team, and we help them create additional profitable products. And for those of you that are 30K months plus, we help you become a legacy brand. We help you get on more stages. We help you step into higher levels of self and business mastery and scale across multiple platforms. Guys, like this video. If it gave you clarity, subscribe to the channel for real, no fluff strategies to help you grow your dream freedom business. And you can book your free roadmap call using this link to see how we can help you grow and scale your dream business. And if you'd like to get my free brand and marketing course, you can click this link in the document below as well. So remember, what is the one phrase or idea that you want to be known for in your brand? If you had to delete every single platform except one, where would you focus all of your content energy? And then we can talk about more offers, more platforms, more team members, more complexity. I hope you guys like this. If you want these notes so that you can go through this, you can plug it into chat and start working through your own questions so you can develop your brand and content strategy. Click the link below. You can grab this document for free. And if you want to find out if our Sovereign CEO Scale program can work for you, you can find that link as well to book a free roadmap session. Basically, we'll just ask you some questions about your business, your offer, who you help. We don't work with everyone. We want to make sure it's a good fit. Together, we'll identify if there's anything in your way of growing. So you're going to leave with some action steps. If we think it's a good fit, we'll just go over the roadmap of what that looks like. If it's not, we're going to send you home with some strategic action steps anyways, so that eventually we can get you to the point where you are able to work with us, able to scale your business. If you like what we do here over on my channel, please hit that subscribe button. And again, my newsletter is serving up free systems, value bombs every single week that you can take action on again, because my goal is to make a million freedompreneurs who have systems that help them scale without them burning out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you for another video here soon.